Peace. In the name of Allah, I'm Aubrey Muhammad. I pray that everyone is well. Hempstead family, friends, and believers, welcome to my live session. They don't really care about us. Gentrification of Hempstead. I'll be updating everybody on the situation at the Stop and Shop Food Bazaar and the latest update on what's happening to my moms at the Woodcrest Oceanside. I hope that everybody is well, and I hope you got your popcorn ready, because we're doing some quick popcorn. As you know, Mom been going through a lot. She's 82. She just turned 82 the 17th. It was her 82nd birthday. Mom. She was living at the Avalon Westbury for like 14 years. My sister before that was being gang stalked by the owners. BlackRock, all of those, private equity firms, the deep state firms and corporations. BlackRock, Blackstone, Vanguard, State Street, that own all apartment buildings, and they're contractors and they're messing over people, doing what they will with them. It's a sister on Instagram I'm trying to interview her. That she worked with Estee Lauder. I know for a fact that they are deep state control. All corporations are to some degree, but that one in particular is real heavy with it, like the post office used to be. All right, I hope to interview her soon. And I told her to look at this live to get an update of what's going on with my mom. My mom literally was gang stalked, displaced systematically from the Avalon Westbury. 14 years she was over there, not messing with anybody. You know her story, those of you who following it. They evicted her. But part of that negotiation was out of the blue. Some mystery housing was available for her to transfer to another apartment instead of being evicted. They prioritized her to move here to the Woodcrest Oceanside, where it's the same owners, BlackRock, Blackstone. They put her on the 3rd floor, and they have that bastard above her at apartment 457 who does terrible stomping and banging, slamming. She's 82, and they've given him fair warning that, look, that's elder woman up there. And they gaslight the situation and flip it around by saying, oh, he's elder. Not stomping like that, carrying on, mean as he is. And he's just another stooge. He's a contractor. And they've been beaten up, literally, Mom, psychologically here, you know? And if she didn't have them cameras in this room, if she didn't have cameras in every room recording everything, and we wasn't alert, wasn't caring for her, diligent for her, and present with her, she would probably be institutionalized. She was hospitalized a few times for that. That's focused targeting, okay? That's for real. And people usually don't pay attention to this. I know this until it's them. To you the target, to you victimized, to you displaced, you homeless, you broken up, you moving from one location, one apartment to the other, and the same thing is happening to you. They refuse to put her on the top floor. This management, Woodcrest Oceanside, hid the 4th floor availability to her, 1 bedroom. This is a temporary 1 bedroom until she gets a 2 bedroom. All right? And so, you know, I'm staying with her imagine if I wasn't protecting her and stuff. And we got a few people looking out for her, hopefully, but it got to come to an end. They understand this, so they do microaggressions, micro gang stalking. It's called gang stalking. It's displacement. It's nuisance making. It's mischief making to make your living unbearable so that you'll react and do something and they hold it against you. That's what they did at the Avalon Westbury. Her complaints, her reactions, they use it against her. Well, let me get to the biggest example, because Tuesday, one of those BlackRock subcontractors from the fire alarm company used a master key to open that door right there, her front door, and he walked in. Now, I was inconvenienced in the bathroom, and immediately I'm getting prepared for a home invasion. I'm in preparatory mode. He can't see me. She's in the bedroom, startled. This is traumatizing to her. Me, he hears me as I'm preparing for a home invasion, and he books out in double bed. He never sees me. We never see him. This contractor who then hustled down the staircase. As I came out the apartment, I heard the door close to the staircase next to the apartment where they have trollers too. They have trollers in there banging on the wall in the staircase, bothering her. Her bedroom right there next to the staircase. Yes, they do this to her. They have people banging on the wall outside the hallway, running down the hall when they get to her section of in front of her door. The no good tenant at 370 is an East Indian immigrant. He's an agent. Has his children celebrate and do loud things in front of her door as they run down the hall. That's collective microaggression gang stalking. As that contractor went through that staircase, I came into the staircase, opened the door, I saw a contractor. He was testing the gas, the fire alarms. He had a device, that gives out the smoke to test alarms throughout the building. I said, "What's up, man?" Did you, a Latino man, a younger Latino man. I said, "What's up? Did you just walk in my mother's apartment?" Because I didn't see who it was. He said, he nodded no. And as I was discussing this with him, because I'm ready to secure him, I'm ready to, apprehend him and deal with him. So I heard someone else running down the stairs. So I said, "Who was that? Who did you know that person?" He said, "No, I don't know him." So I came back in the apartment and we called management. So the arrogant manager, he's in a meeting, so he'll get back to you. So we called Nassau County Police to get immediate attention to this. Sure enough, we had to force Nassau County Police to review the video, and it sure enough was a contractor. But the interesting part was this contractor, the Nassau County Police told me, who was very dismissive, "Oh, it was a mistake." I let him know, "Look, this was deliberate. This was intimidation. Look what that does to Mom. Imagine if I wasn't here. Imagine if she didn't have people looking out for her. Even in the buildings, other people looking out for her." The Nassau County Police said, "Yeah, it was a contractor. He came in the wrong door." I said, "Mom, we have clear instructions to management, my mother, that no one can enter this apartment. No work is to be done in this apartment or around here without permission, without notification. You can do nothing because of the situation that Mom is going through." They understand this. So they put an ignorant, goofy immigrant, a fire alarm worker. They wouldn't tell me the name of the company, nor tell me his name. They put him to come in, goofy, he's looking for the IT room. This is what Nassau County Police told me. Then I said, and I'm talking to Nassau County Police. I said, "I want to press charges for him for trespassing, home invasion." I said, "Well, if he got the wrong apartment, why didn't he go, the IT room is next to the staircase, on the other side of the staircase. It clearly says IT. This is a numbered apartment. He knows this is an apartment. If it was an IT room, why didn't he go to the IT room? Why didn't he go to the apartment next door if he was that confused? Why did he run down the stairs?" You see, they did that for intimidation. What does that do on my mom's eyes? Imagine if no one was here. And that breach in the door and her security is breached like that. And luckily we have her under security, video security 24 hours, live too. And the cop was very dismissive. I said, when I confronted that, if he was from the fire alarm company, I confronted one of his employees and questioned him. Do you know him? What was it? He said, "No, I don't know him." How could he not know someone from his company? If he's from the company. He was a contractor. That's how they roll. These people, they have dozens of them in any building, contractors. And even the outside contractor, that's a service contractor, an outside service contractor within the building. BlackRock, Blackstone, and even the overseas military one. What was that? I forgot the name of the military one that has all those military contracts with Dick Cheney and them. The Carlyle Group and all those people with State Street. They have contractors in the buildings causing mischief to you, to get you to move, displace you. So when they get you out, they raise the rent. Or for whatever reason they're doing you. Some people, they gang stalk, they target them because they fit a certain profile. Well, anyway, I'm about to get to, y'all pray for Mom, help her out. She cannot no longer live in apartments because it's not unending with him. Unending with them. As long as these owners, BlackRock, have control over where you live and adjacent to you, they're always going to be a nuisance to you. She needs a condo, a co-op, or a small house. That's the only solution. 14 years she'll be going through this. She thought when she moved to the Woodcrest, which I warned her, I said, no, it's the same, Ma. All of them are. Even if she's on a waiting list now to move to another one, to a 2-bedroom, which I'll move with her to make her feel better, and I'll secure that one. But I'll soundproof that one. I wouldn't soundproof this one because it's so staged the way if I did soundproof it, that no good manager, Justin, would come in and say, oh, look, wow, we have a 1-bedroom apartment for you on the 4th floor. Matter of fact, a 2-bedroom, after you went through all that effort and have to undo it. Because we soundproofed the bedrooms at Avalon. They're monsters, they're pigs, they're hogs, they're devils. So the solution is a house. And she's not going to have a breach of her door again like that. And if she does, I have many tools in my kitchen. But if you notice, I have a cheese cutter here for putting cheese in the popcorn. If she's ever invaded again, trespass, you will be leaving in pieces. Allahu Akbar. Be the will of Allah. If you don't act in the spirit of Allah, you'll be in pieces. So now, let me get to some popcorn. That's Mom. Support Mom. I'm going to put the GoFundMe up for Mom after this live. You see it. You should see it on her picture. I put a picture of her, and I put the GoFundMe to raise funds to get her a co-op, a condo, or a small house. That's the only solution. You know, people coming up with all types of agencies. I just told you, Nassau County Police covered it up with management. They were very dismissive. Well, I'm making some popcorn, y'all, because you're going to need this popcorn. You're going to need this popcorn because you're sitting down having a serious time listening to the latest developments in Hempstead, the gentrification of Hempstead. Here, I got a pot of, this is a personal pot. This is a small pot. Popcorn is not healthy. I'm just doing it because I want to spend a little short time doing something. First, you take a seasoned pot. You see this pot? I haven't washed this pot in like a year and some change because it's seasoned. Seasoned pot, I just use coconut oil to wipe it. And all my seasoned pots, or pots and pans. Restaurants, that's where that flavor comes from. Restaurants, they have seasoned pots, carbon steel, cast iron. Did you know that? For years, that's why restaurants have that flavor. Old restaurants have the best flavor because of the seasoned pots and them oils. And I'm going to let my, okay, this is, I'm going to let my oil, this is just a little personal pot, I'm going to put plenty of coconut oil in there. Use a good oil. Some people put butter in. I'm going to take some kernels. I use the Orville Redenbacher. And I'm not going to fill it up. I'm just going to do enough to make a personal pot while I'm talking to y'all. I'm going to fill this up so it doesn't splat everywhere. Yeah, that's about it. This whole low, you can't see this. This whole lower layer, the whole bottom of the pot is covered, mainly covered, about 90% with the seeds. It's in the coconut oil. Then we season that with some black pepper, fresh cracked black pepper. How was that Sunday, y'all? I hope it was good. We're getting the cool down, the fall weather. I love the fall weather. It's the best weather. Too bad I wasn't able to get out to Suffolk County or upstate to take pictures of the fall foliage. It's beautiful. In the mountains. What are we we're not the Appalachian Mountains. What mountains is that upstate? Catskills and the other mountain range. They turn beautiful with the fall foliage. The red, the brown, the green, different color leaves. Yeah, so that was the deal with Mom. Now this popcorn, this just going to go a couple of minutes. Put it on like that's a high flame. That is a medium-high flame. And me, I'll leave the top a little open. I'll leave it a little open because I don't want all that moisture in there. The oil, it has a nice flavor in there. You could put a little butter in there now, but I have melted butter to pour on mine. I leave a little melted butter here. I'm going to pour a little melted butter on mine, on the side. I'm going to just eat a few pieces. I'm not going to go there. It's popping already. It popped right into the bowl. Allahu Akbar. So you see it. And you basically let this pop until, well, you know how the Jiffy Pops used to go. Remember the aluminum pans with the Jiffy Pop? You put them on, and you know it's done when it stops popping. But them things would burn because they would be in a super light, thin pan, just a thicker pan. And real popcorn, you pop in a pressure cooker, real thick pan, because it maintains the heat, and all those kernels pop. All right, this is popping. It's getting ready to go. And it's finished when you don't hear any more pops. Now, as you know, in Hempstead, it's being gentrified. And our latest effort was over at the Food Bazaar. That's the Stop and Shop employees were displaced because Food Bazaar came in and brought lower paying employees. That's called displacement. That's been going on in Hempstead. Well, recently with the gentrification started on Carmen and Estella on Main Street in Medell, it's going to get worse. They destroyed that whole strip mall, and they demolished 2 houses, displacing all those families. Those 2 houses were packed with families, and they will not be moving into the new development. And those stores from the strip mall, they will not have the opportunity to come into the new white college casino city. I think one Chinese restaurant was given the opportunity. Jeffrey Daniels was touting about that. That's gentrification. That's displacement. Revitalization is when they revitalize everything for us, and it's new. You ever been in a building like Wilco, Martin Luther King Drive, where they refurbish it, they remodel it, but they use tax breaks too, and then the tenants move back in. That's when you refurbish a place, when they move you out and they remodel it and you come back in. Not they remodel it and throw you out. That's gentrification. That's why we have no generational wealth. We have no generational wealth because they keep us nomadic. The Great Migration was not a migration. It was the Great Displacement. We were building, oh, here it is. You hear it. That's the moisture in there. See, that moisture from the coconut oil is going to make it nice and light and fluffy and moist. Nice, light corn. And all the red and box pops into big corn. But once again, like I said, family, popcorn is not healthy. This is just something I'm doing while I'm sitting here. All right. Okay, the live is coming through. So in Hempstead, that Food Bazaar, a good thing happened. The good thing was that due to a good brother, Jeff Spencer, he put light on what had happened. He said on his Facebook page, he said, what happened? Nobody from Hempstead applied for jobs at the Food Bazaar? They did. They wasn't offered no pay. So had that went on, had not Jeff said anything, had not any of us said anything, those Stop and Shop employees would have been displaced to other Stop and Shops out of town, out of Hempstead. You go to work, you ain't going to work in Hempstead, you're going out of town. That's displacement. Later on, you'll be moving out of town. And they were replaced with cheap labor. Those same Hempstead employees, low wage, fresh employees, were trained at the Westbury store to work in Hempstead. Okay, let's stop popping. That's it. No, it still got a little more. Still got a little more. Yeah, that's good enough for me. I'm going to put this fan on for a minute, y'all. There's way too much steam floating around here. A few more pop and put them in a nice bowl. And you see how a seasoned bowl is? You see what I just did? I just put the lid back on. That is going to steam and literally deglaze that pot. You can hear it deglazing. Deglazing is when you let it set and then you take that top off, you just wipe it out with a paper towel. And that is deglazed. And I'm going to take a little popcorn here and my little popcorn bowl here. Just a little. And I'm going to put a little butter on the side. This is melted butter on the side. thickened up a little, but I'm going to put it on the side anyway, because that heat will melt the rest of it. And I'm going to put just a little more salt and pepper in there. See, while it cooked, and this is gray salt and pink salt mixed together, and some black pepper. I'm going to break my fast. I'm on a 48-hour fast on the weekend. Every weekend, do the 48-hour fast and knock out this gut. Sheesh. Ooh, that was terrible. Gaining weight in the gut. Oh, man, you can't move right. You can't even bend over. Light and fluffy. I'm going to get some of that butter. Butter popcorn. I hope y'all ready, y'all, because I'm about to get into the theme of what happened at Stop and Shop. They don't really care about us. It's not what it. Don't take a victory lap. Like I said, let me finish crunching on this. And this is my tea to go with the popcorn. That's coffee infused fermented tea. It's a green tea with the honey. It's called Jun. The ancient Tibetan monks created this. A victory lap should not be taken. Let me move this camera over a little, y'all. A victory lap should not be taken because, like I said, Jeff Spencer, good brother, put light on that issue, and I put pressure on it. I literally went over to Food Bazaar. He said he was going to the Department of Labor, and had that pressure, that light and pressure not been applied, those Stop and Shop employees still would have not had the opportunity to fill out applications. I think it was the 16th, October 16th, they had a job bazaar. That's some of the biggest bullshit they have. Most of that stuff is online anyway. Job bazaar, job fairs. That's bull crap. You don't have a better chance of getting a job at a job fair, the traditional one that they've been holding for decades. we still got the highest unemployment in Nassau County. Black people in Hempstead, we got the highest unemployment. So that's bullshit. Those job fairs, they're just ceremonial. They're platitudes, make you think something's getting done. Just like you can't take a victory lap because Sister Legislator Sayla Bayan, and I believe Clariana Griffin were involved with intercepting my involvement with getting those Stop and Shop employees justice and a fair wage to match their previous wages because they saw how active I had become. And this is how it is. Somebody strong, somebody who is serious, somebody who is not aligned with the oligarchy, not beholden to the oligarchs, duopoly parties, the Democrats and Republicans, are independent, a nationalist, strong, black power. That's us, the Native Black Americans. All of them work against us. Now, my good sister, Sayla Bayan, helped my mom. Sister, thank you for getting involved with the Food Bazaar. And Clariana Griffin, thank you for getting involved with the Food Bazaar, for getting Stop and Shop employees that opportunity to go back and go get their match pay. But you cannot celebrate a fire you started that you put out. You put out a fire you started. You are the reason they lost their jobs. Sayla Bayan, my sister, you supported my mom when she was at the Avalon, going through that trial, and her trial and tribulations. You supported her. Clariana Griffin, you supported my mom, trying to get housing at Linden Knolls. I really appreciate that. But now we're dealing with, I haven't heard anything back from Sayla Bayan in regards to my mom here at Woodcrest Oceanside. Not one statement have she made to that management about treating my mother right. Contractor just fucking came through the door Tuesday, unannounced, trolling my mom, intimidating her. And I've been sharing the emails with her, CCing her in the emails about what's happening here and announcing to them clearly what they're doing. And everyone understands because they understand the assignment. If you be quiet, things will get done. Because if a person isn't popular, if they're on a personality or a goddamn rapper or some entertainer, something like that, nobody cares. Or a high value, a high exposed personality, not high value. Because we are high value. The nationalists, those of us who have community value, who care about our people, who are nationalists and culturally develop our people with the proper cultivation for strong economics and robust industries directly related to us. They're not. They're with the oligarchy. So Sela Bayan, like I said, I appreciated what you did for my mom, but now we're dealing with the collective community. You were silent with this misdevelopment in Hempstead. Clariana Griffin too. You were the problem, Clariana. You, that whole Hempstead Village Board, the Hempstead School Board. Last week, let me give a disclaimer about those who who supported aspects of opposing that racist gentrification of Hempstead to make Hempstead into a white college casino city that would displace even thousands more. The devitalization of Native black people in Hempstead have been going on for 2 decades strong, displacing thousands of us, losing our homes, losing our businesses, all under your boards. And it's only a few people who have stood up against it. A grassroots, local community activists and advocates like myself and the Coalition of Concerned Citizens in Hempstead and grassroots tennis associations. Those civic associations have been destroyed because they've been displaced. Hempstead had over 30 civic associations, homeowner civic associations, over 30 strong. It's down to a couple, like 3 or 4. You know why? Because people lost their homes. They purposely destroyed them. And Sela Bayan and Clariana Griffin, neither one of you, and Kevin Boone, all of you, none of you have supported the activists who've been ringing the alarm for this since 2012. 2012, when that Master Development Agreement was signed, Mayor Wayne Hall brought in this gentrification project. We all opposed it. Even our sister Robin Brazeley, early on, she was saying, let's restore our tax base. Even Antonio Kelly, he was with us at first. But then these people give up. They get broken. They get tired. I ain't goddamn tired because I'm a fighter. I have vision. And the decision have already been determined. The die is already set. Allah have already determined the outcome. And it's for us, the righteous. Because they didn't count on us waking up. All of you, all of you politicians on that Hempstead board were frightened citizens pretending to be asleep. All of you sided with the gentrification project and the devitalization. Dorothy Gooseby opposed aspects of that gentrification project, mainly the policy, the tax breaks going towards apartments. She did not condemn the entire project. This is why it's going full steam ahead. Because we kept warning y'all to do it. We put out notices to you. Where's your stance? Stand with the community. We demanded that you stand with the community. The Coalition of Concerned Citizens and other grassroots organizations reached out to all of you, sent you notices. Every politician in Hempstead was given notice to oppose that gentrification project. And none of you condemned the entire project. Then it was Don Ryan. He opposed aspects of it. But he was at the groundbreaking in 2012 with a shovel saying, it's interesting. You can't do that, Don. You oppose some of it, then you work with Earlene Hooper, our good sister Earlene Hooper. She called the Democratic Party a plantation. They condemned her. They know goddamn good. They are a plantation. She was correct. Robin Brazeley called it a plantation. She told Dennis Jones, get off the damn plantation, man. They're coons. They're sellouts, man. These people are ambitious people. They have personal career goals. We have a saying, we sacrifice for our children. You know, we sacrifice luxury. We sacrifice partying. We sacrifice, savings for ourselves, spending on ourselves for our children and their future. Well, that village board and that school board, they sacrifice us and our children for their careers. They just want to be important. And they will crush the people to do it. And the wickedest thing they do just happened at Food Bazaar. They put out fires that they started and want to be celebrated. That's the way it's been. The Hempstead Village Board is the king of ceremonies. All they have is ceremonies for you. And you're stupid enough to follow them. Ceremonies, ceremonies, ceremonies. And it's so important to you because you are people in pain and you don't have any expression of importance. So a celebration gives you the energy. You think it's energy when it's not. It's not productive, industrious energy. It's not creative energy. It doesn't produce anything or create generational wealth or increase community value. That's the essence of community. That's what a nationalists do. Native Black American cultural nationalism. Early Hooper, Dorothy Gooseby, Don Ryan, they oppose aspects, and I congratulate you. We congratulate you, and we applaud you, and we thank you for that, because that effort helped us hold up that gentrification project 10 years. We had a lawsuit. Did you know that? The gentrification project in Hempstead was delayed a decade because of a lawsuit that we put in. We wanted to put in more lawsuits, but people get tired, they get broken, and they just give up because they don't have vision. See, with vision, nothing dies in you until the vision comes. My vision is to accomplish independence, freedom, justice, and equality. And I would die on that post. Most people, they feel threatened, they feel fear, they break easy. The enemy controls so much around them. They break. And I understand your weakness, but you need strength. That's how you have to lose your fears. And you don't lose your fears through courage. You don't lose your fears through anger. You don't lose your fears through hatred. You lose your fears through love, loving yourself, loving your people, loving the mission that Allah got you on, and you're on that path. And there's trials along the way He put you through, but you keep going because you're strong, because you're faithful. That faith energy. That's Native Black American energy, soul and spirit. That's our spirituality. That's in the gospel. That's the true black church that got us through everything. And the Muslim fighters that kept our spirit during chattel slavery. We were hidden in the background, hidden in the shadows. We were them zealots, the rebellions. These politicians barely supported anything that was positive for us because it seemed so appealing. The developers were putting in $2.5 billion for that downtown. They got all interested. It was 280 acres. Oh, it's going to be new, but it's not for you. And they proved it. They kept proving it. And our brother Randy Stiff, he opposed aspects of the gentrification. Matter of fact, he was holding out pretty good against that water tower. That's why they got rid of him from that school board. Randy, because they need a water tower to bring in all like 10,000 more people into the village. The village is saturated with illegal immigrants. They've been importing illegal immigrants, and immigrants anyway, into Hempstead for decades, since the late 80s. I witnessed it with my own eyes. I was born and raised in Hempstead. 66. I know what the hell I see. I know what's going on. Randy Stiff helped us with aspects. But this is the problem, y'all. We're not supporting the whole thing. Look at where we at. You're being displaced. Now you're fighting. Now you're playing backup. Now the same people who displace you, the same ones, and this is the Democratic MO, the Democratic Party MO. This is how they are. They sit up, they act like your friend, they act like something's good for you, and it's diametrically opposed to you. You should have condemned the whole thing. Now, those people I named, thank you, but you didn't go far enough. That's why we're here. Even James Garner, at one point, he went against them pilots and the usefulness, and then they convinced him, oh, you got to do it with pilots. It broke him. Got him thinking that that's how you do business. They displace us and replace us. Now, that's no victory lap for y'all. Matter of fact, y'all need to be called out for it. And we need declarations on what's going on in Hempstead. Every development Every project, we need to scrutinize it. We need to ensure that we get careers. We need to ensure that that development is sustainable for families, for communities, and it's not displacement. That's gentrification is the opposite of that. We can no longer go with that. That's why I say they don't really care about us. Our solution is Native Black cultural nationalism. I have a whole platform for that. I think the session after this. Next session next week is going to be about mom. But the week after that will be Native Black cultural nationalism. And I'll develop platforms and plans of factories, light industry, banking, all types of programs we could do. But you got to fight predators. These people are private equity barons and robber barons and pirates. They're raiders. They take over corporations, villages and stuff and leave us in the dust, displace us. That's why immediately, where has this brought us to? We on the couch. Presidential election and all the other elections. Y'all are put on notice. Some of y'all taken off the ballot. Go look on New York State election website of who's on the ballot. Allah takes you off the ballot if you play with his people. We are Allah's select, and he is not going to see us by the wayside. You better do justice by us and right. You better heed my warning, my words and instructions. I offer you guidance and instructions for success. You follow them, we'll be successful, prosperous, and rich, and have generational wealth. We're on the couch. That's why I got my popcorn here. We're on the couch. It's an elevated place. Our vote is not a gift, it's an exchange. The Democrats have practiced benign neglect of us for 50 years. The Republican Party hates us. They tell us straight up. Trump said, hey, what do you got to lose? Trump was just straight up. But now with Kamala, this woman is disgraceful. She is just a chameleon. She's a crash dummy for the Democratic Party, the oligarchy. And they're trying to impose this woman on us. Lord Jamar recently was on a show with Candace Owens and them, and some other hip-hop podcast interviewed him. And he called Kamala Harris a bitch. And then he was debating Mark Lamont Hill, and whom compared Kamala Harris' race to Mustafa Muhammad. Mark Lamont Hill, you're a fool, man. You need to be slapped in the face for that, man. You don't compare Allah in person to Kamala Harris, a man who sacrificed himself to come here and redeem and save us, an entire people. He said, I would climb a mountain 40 miles high and eat rattlesnakes just to save one. With this goddamn chameleon, Kamala Harris, who was throwing us under the bus, persecuted us. Lord Jamal apologized for calling her a bitch. She have never apologized. She took a black woman in California, many black women, and under her office prosecuted thousands and imprisoned thousands of black people in California. This one sister, a couple of sisters, she sent them letters threatening them. I'm going to put you in jail if you don't put your child in school. Now, why don't our children go to school? Mainly because they're being miseducated, because they don't relate to this bullshit you're teaching them about American white supremacy. They don't relate to American white supremacy. So they're in a school, they ain't being taught the greatness of themselves. Native black cultural nationalism, they being taught American white supremacy. Well, you're nothing, you're getting back of the line. Your contributions were nothing. We're the most industrious, talented, creative people on the planet. Everything had been robbed from us for hundreds of years. So they don't relate to these teachers teaching them that bull crap. We just got Christopher Columbus out of the curriculum to Indigenous Peoples Day. That just happened. We were taught that for centuries, that Christopher Columbus discovered America. He was a good man, an evil, wicked man. Your whole system is like that. These slave master presidents, founding fathers, the evil they did towards black people, enslaving us. So they rejected. So Kamala Harris went after these children. She said, we're losing $1 billion in funding. Get them in school. That's like the whip. The Native American children, they rejected American schooling, westernized schooling. They put them in uniforms, cut their beautiful hair. and taught them English and Christianity, molested them, raped them, all type of child trafficking 100 years ago. A lot of them children died from depression. I'm talking about the Indian, Mongolian American native. The native black Americans. We're like 40% of America black, especially in Florida, in California, in the South. That when Columbus came here, he met black people, especially in the Caribbean. And then up north, it was specifically Indian and Mongolian Indians that we call the American Indian, the red man. But the black man was here, and that's who they genocided. That's why we aren't known. And he hid it. He murdered so many of us. The earth cooled 500 years ago. The Caucasian murdered so many native people in the Western Hemisphere, almost 100 million. The earth cooled. We aren't taught the beauty of ourselves, our nature, that yours is the opposite of. You have a different nature. So the children don't relate. So Kamala pulled out that whip in handcuffs. She sent them notices with handcuffs saying if you don't put your child in school, you're going to get arrested, the parent. That's a hell of some shit, Kamala. And then she bragged about it. As she was describing this, how I'm describing it to you, she was drooling after she was cackling. She was smiling. I can't even show how goofy she was. She sent threatening notices to them. I'm going to arrest you. And she did arrest a sister, a couple of sisters, and put them on perp walks to embarrass them, put them in the local news. That sister's daughter had sickle cell anemia. That is a unique black inherited disease that affects our cells. Her baby was sick, handicapped. Kamala arrested, and not on the letterhead had the sheriff department and the prosecutor, and she had handcuffs on there. And Kamala sent her meanest police to go harass these parents of children, true children, not going to American white supremacist system school that don't relate to them. The teachers don't relate to them. Ain't no love for them there. We the ones that show love. She arrested her while her child wasn't in school because she had sickle cell. She was handicapped. Sent her through court. Our sister became homeless. Our baby with sickle cell anemia had a stroke. She could hardly move her hand, suffering under Kamala. Kamala described this while cackling and grinning and smiling. Now, you know what I did next? I can't even pretend to be as goofy as this bitch. Mocking our sister. Mocking our people. Kamala never apologized for this. She said, "You go watch the clip." She says, "You know what I did?" You know, all goofy and laughing and cackling. I sent out my meanest gang and homicide detectives to go intimidate these parents. Something is wrong with her. And she's smiling and cackling about her power to do that over people. Prosecuting our people under that the 90s crime bill under Biden and the Clintons. She prosecuted people under that. Her staff and all those under her ruined thousands of lives. I was just on the phone with a brother that's getting brothers clean slate in New York, getting their records erased from the Rockefeller laws and stuff. And that woman, and working with he was in Oakland. Some of his family was locked up under that, giving us high sentences, targeting us. And she gets glee and laughed about it. She didn't apologize for that. And Lord Jamal, you shouldn't apologize for that, for calling her that. That's exactly what she was. She doesn't give a damn about us. She haven't apologized for anything. And all the disrespectful cosplaying, feigning us with that cloudy Jamaican background. It's not you. She's probably more than likely not black. Her blackness of her father is very blurry and cloudy. And she hides all that. All those relatives she claimed of hers aren't. So that's why we on the couch. And your Democrats, you are so disrespectful. You almost got some of us voting for Trump. We almost ready to vote for Trump. You keep doing it. I'm on the couch right now. Third party. We in elevated places. The couch is the place to be. Third party. Jill Stein, I'm sorry. I can't vote. It's Jill Stein and Cornel West. Jill Stein was a deal breaker. The Green Party, which supported my mayoral campaign in 2017. And I still will work with the Green Party, but not under your platform where you have reparations going to every black person in America who didn't suffer under chattel slavery. And Jill Stein, you were weak under the black professor. He interviewed you And he specifically said, well, you will be president, Jill Stein. You have to make the decision of the dollar amount and who it goes to. She said, no, I'll leave it to black organizations. Years ago, when she first announced her candidacy, I put under her social media post, excuse me, Jill Stein, what is your stance on reparations? What is the amount and who is it specifically for? She responded, oh, it's for, that will be decided by black organizations. That was vague. That was a flag to me. I'm like, which black organizations, what amounts? Come on, you got to give a number. You're going to be making the decision. I'll let black organizations decide it. I'm like, and then I even pushed her. I imposed black organizations that we don't want involved and ones we do in negotiating reparations. That was NCOBRA, which is a Pan-African sellout organization. NCOBRA undermines Native Black American concerns. They undermined our reparations bill in California, NCOBRA. And someone else was involved with that too. A world popular global podcast person who I think I heard him. I'm almost making a connection. I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna get on your ass when I find out it's true. Who said, we don't get it, nobody get it. They undermined us in California with Governor Newsom. NCOBRA is a Pan-Africanist organization who believes that all black people around the world should do everything together. The fuck out of here, Native Black Americans. We have an agenda. We have a platform. We have a Native Black American agenda. And it's crystal clear, it's lineage, okay? Because something that happened to us, it happened to us specifically for hundreds of years. Go take our experience under chattel slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, missing out on the GI Bill, the Homestead Act, millions of acres of land, farmland, given to white people, denied us, and they're training to do it. Dr. Martin Luther King pointed that out, how that was an injustice towards us. You don't have that experience and you bundle us all together. No. We have a Native Black American cry for justice. We have a claim. And it's crystal clear. And they are behind the scenes working with this woman. And Jill Stein's vice presidential candidate, I forgot his last name, Baraki, something like that. He just said, you black Americans, if y'all are what blackness is, I'm anti-black. That nigga said that. Fuck you. That Green Party, that's very disrespectful. That's a deal breaker. See, this is how you deal with people, man. You don't sit up there and let people disrespect you like that. You deal with people. And then we can even take it further than that. That's a deal breaker, Jill Stein. And your abortion. Abortion should not, the relationship between a man and woman, the woman get pregnant, because the man more than likely books out. We court her, we romance her, we deceive her to making her think that our relationship offering to her was genuine. We want to be in a relationship with you. The aim was sex. And then she presents herself as, I'm going to offer you sex with the aim of my goal of being in a long-term relationship with you. We flip. I done had the sex from you, now I'm gone. That happens a lot when you don't have courting, when you don't have guidance, when you don't have extended family. We have a solution for that under Native Black cultural nationalism. And under that relationship between a man and a woman, it doesn't work out. That should not be decided in a doctor's office. That needed to be decided in extended family before the relationship even get gone. The relationship should be decided by the community with community values, with extended family to support it. That way you can correct it there instead of some no good doctor just aborting babies for the medical industry, taking the fetuses away for stem cells. That was a deal breaker. No Green Party. I'm sorry. I can't vote third party there. Cornel West, he's too all lives matter. He's my brother. I love you, Cornel West, and I defend you. And if you are ever harmed, Brother Cornel West, and even Brother Butch, that's what Jill Stein, if harm comes your way, we'll defend you. We will defend you, brothers. But your political stance is just too open. Why Native Black Americans? Why we got to have the open arms for every goddamn body? We're holding everybody hint that weight is crushing us. We're the bottom of this civilization. We're the bottom class, economically, socially, and power, ownership. Personal careers. We just have careers. We don't have industries. We don't have generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? Inheritance, black inheritance. You know how low it is? We the last people that should be going to. That's why these illegal immigrants, these migrants, they're imports. They're being scabs. They're cheap replacement labor. They're being aimed at our communities. We the last community that should be sent to. A community that's suffering. We resemble a colony. We can't take the weight of that. We support you spiritually, but we don't have the economics to do that. And it's being done to undermine us. The whole damn system is focused around us. Those imports should be sent to the oligarchs and the elites who are importing them in, which Governor Abbott did. Initially, he sent buses of them to Martha Vineyard and to Nancy Pelosi's neighborhood in Washington, D.C. And what did these no good asses do? They sent them right to the ghetto, to black people. And that's the essence of what's going on, y'all. That's why we're on the couch. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to write in on my November 5th, I'm writing in Freedmen's Party. All of us, Native Black Americans, and those of you that support us, write in Freedmen's Party. Freedens Party. Freedmen's Party. That's the political move. Delineation and the couch. The third party is our party, a black power base, the Freedmen's Party. I'm already working on founding a national Freedmen's Party. Let's do that for November 5th. Let's make an impact. When they say who's the third party candidates that got the most votes, let's not let it be the Green. Let's not let it be Cornell. Let's let it be black, Native Black American, Freedmen's Party. All right, family, that's it. I'm finished my tea. I ain't eating no more of the popcorn. It's a little too tough for me talking with it. I'm glad y'all chimed in to watch, because I told you to bring the popcorn, and we needed it. Other than that, I hope everybody is well. You stay strong and focused. That's what we're doing, family. Delineation, the couch, because we in elevated places. And I leave you, family, as I greeted you in the ancient Arabic words of peace. Assalamu alaikum. Peace unto you. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Glad you could join me.